And our live team coverage continues now with CBS News Miami's Steve Maugeri with people who are stuck and they can't get out of the Keys. Sometimes they'll drive from Key West, go there, and have to turn back.
Yeah, really tough situation out there. Steve, what are you seeing where you're at?
Well, people have not moved at all since we last checked with you at 5 o'clock, and we are just 6 miles south of Florida City, but this hasn't moved for hours, and we know because we've been stuck here and we haven't gotten to move. So let's take a look here behind us. It's been the same thing pretty much all afternoon since we got here around 1 or 2 o'clock. People have just been lined up here trying to head up a little bit. And so the big question for a lot of people is, when is this going to open up and when can we get out of here? People's patience is really running thin here. And so this brush fire has been causing road closures like this all week. If you drove down to the Keys, you may have seen some smoky conditions. But if you're trying to leave, you may get turned around or held up, just like us. Hubert Merrick and his family drove through the smoky conditions from the brush fire on their trip to Key Largo. He took this video of it on Thursday.
Well, we knew about it, but we didn't know it was that bad.
And he says it wasn't a smooth ride.
Horrible. It was the worst traffic I've ever been in my life, actually.
Officials have periodically opened and closed US 1. Card Sound Road has been closed since Tuesday. Merrick says that added time to the trip.
4 hours at least. It was horrible.
Tony Acosta has been trying to get back to Tampa since Tuesday, but he's stuck in Key West.
I could be in worse places, but it's obviously getting pretty lengthy now.
He's been turned back twice. He wants to wait one more day for the smoke and congestion to clear up.
So I didn't want to take the chance of being on the road for hours, especially 18-mile stretch. That's not really a fun place to be, especially with mosquitoes and all that kind of stuff. So
you can see actually now the traffic is starting to move up a bit. It did move for us a few hours back, only up a little bit, but at least there is some good news for the drivers here that now they can move their cars up a little bit. A lot of people here have been waiting for miles, and the traffic behind us is starting to see that there is room to move here. So a lot of people now are starting to move their way back up towards Florida City. Again, we're just 6 miles out, and this has been just a backlog. People have been very patient for hours, so certainly a good sign to see that things are starting to move, and hopefully people can get out of here and not have a backup like this when it gets dark out. Back to you.